Okay. Yeah. Last week I end with the three like example of business model innovation, right? Like the uh, e-marketplace, what else? Like free models, and then the sharing economy, right? This is example which I said. I think more we'll see this type of um, working more in the future. Yeah. Uh, because of lifestyle, because of COVID, also I think we'll see more and more of this type. Okay, and yeah, and because of the innovation and in digital technologies and internet, I think we're gonna see more disruption in many industry. Actually, we're seeing it already right now. Like to deliver grocery in the past when it didn't work. Okay, this there was an attempt to try to have this type, okay, of application that allow us to order something online, like to allow us to order grocery online and let someone to deliver for us. Okay. In the past, okay, there's a company called Webvan, very popular um, IPO at the time back in 2000. Yeah. But after a while, yeah, after the IPO, I mean, at the beginning when IPO, I mean, the company's stock price went up so much. Okay, but eventually, people think it doesn't. People think it didn't work, and then the company went bankruptcy. What could be the problem at that time? Like back in 2000, this one back in 2000 when people think about this idea, because people saw the success of Amazon, so they think they can do the same thing with grocery. At that time, the problem is um, not many people. One, not many people have mobile phone, and two, like to for the map, right? Suppose you're trying to, if you are the delivery guy, like try to deliver something, but if you don't know the exact place that you have to drop off the shipment or the package or the grocery here, it's gonna be a problem because like the delivery guy have to try to make a phone call. At the time, not many people, not all people have mobile phone, so it's quite tough to get the exact location because they don't really have a Google map at that time, right? And also, like if you want to order, usually the way you order, you usually by computer. It's also not so convenient. So like so many things, like suppose they cannot find the location, they have to try to make a phone call and try to connect with the customer. It's not that convenient. People found out it's not that convenient. So, and then you cannot check the location where the truck is, and then it's just a mess. So the company went bankruptcy, and then the idea was kind of put into shelf for maybe next 15 years until I think in the US they have a company called Fresh Direct. Try again, but this time success. Why success? Because right now many people. I mean, now maybe we are more familiar with mobile phone. I mean, majority of people, maybe in the US, almost 100%. I mean, almost 100% people got mobile smartphone, so you can order online, you can pay online. I mean, at that time, at that time, it's hard also for the payment because the way you pay, you have to pay with credit card or have to pay cash. So it's a bit. Um, I mean, it's not so convenient at that time, let's say. But right now, you have many ways that you can pay, right? They have like many ways you can pay. You can order from any time. If the driver doesn't know your location exactly, they use Google Map or they can call you directly, and you can track when you're gonna get your grocery. It's I, right now it's much easier with the new smartphone. Okay, and then the application that much developed, and then the internet connections that is throughout the country right now. Okay, so many things, okay, that fall into come into place and then make this industry um, make this application successful right now. Okay, in Thailand, we have similar, right? If you see the logo here, similar. We have it called Happy Fresh. Color also similar. We try to mimic the idea, implement it in Thailand. Quite successful. Okay, so not only you have the platform to do the job, we even have like the real supermarket, like they have physical store here, but what they do is they don't really have their own fleet, so they do partnership with ride sharing application like Grab online to deliver that product, and it's quite successful actually. And then even 7-Eleven right now, they see that this trend is coming, is booming. Right before, 7-Eleven in Thailand, for those exchange students, you might notice that we have a lot of 7-Eleven. I think we have more than 20,000 branches in Thailand, in our small country. So actually, whenever you're hungry, you just go. But even 7-Eleven, they have to change, they have to adapt, or maybe, and also because of the COVID situation, also they realize that people buy into this idea, and then right now people get used to it. I myself, I'm sorry, for lunch I just order from 7-Eleven and ask them to deliver to me. I don't have time, so even though it's not so far, but I don't really have time, so then I asked for delivery service. So this thing, before we don't think it's going to be successful, but now it is, right? I think we're going to see even more because people change our lifestyle, and then because of the technologies is there for us to use right now, is everything fall into place. Okay, and then I think next one, and then I think we are currently seeing, right, is a payment system, right? Financial system will be disrupted, right? We talk like in European countries, I think Apple Pay is very prevalent. Probably not in Thailand. Hopefully, we will have Apple Pay in Thailand. So for you who carry a phone from Apple's can pay via this instead of carrying cash, because you might have to adapt your behavior a little bit by carrying more cash, right? In Thailand, or at least you should have some mobile banking application, so you can pay via like QR code like this. Okay, or we talk about Bitcoin. I mean, we talk about cryptocurrencies. This could be potentially another type of currency that we use it. But you know what? In Thailand, the Bank of Thailand just announced that they ban the company to accept Bitcoin as the way of the payment transactions. So in Thailand we still ban this kind of thing. I don't know, in European country, do you, or in Canada, do you ban this, like for paying as a form of currency to pay for product or service in your country?
I never use this in France, and I don't know. I have some friends that bought some, but just to like increase the value and tell them they don't use it.
Okay. Because I have a good friend. He opened a craft beer shop in Nonthaburi, and then his shop accept Bitcoin, and then he's a promoter. He's a one who helped promote the usage of Bitcoin. So that's why when he opened his own craft beer like place, so he accept Bitcoin. And then before, I think in many cases, when the Bitcoin price was very high, many people try to show that you can use Bitcoin to buy product or services, to pay for services. But since the price fluctuates so much, especially like last month, I think the Bank of Thailand, and then they saw this kind of thing could really have big negative impact to people who just jump into the market. So they try to ban the usage of Bitcoin. Okay, so yeah, that's but yeah, many people still believe in it. Many people still believe in it. Another industry that we see that revolutionizing and then will be disrupted. Many company will be disrupted is automobile, right? No one can argue about that. I think in European countries, in Canada, in other countries, I think there you are going for EV car, right? Electric vehicle. They try to fading away from the combustible car or fossil fuel car, and then eventually we want to be like autonomous car, like Tesla and other companies trying to do, right? So yeah, people see the future of it, and it reflects in the market cap of the company, right? I think we talk about it like Toyota. I mean, Toyota at one time, like they used to be top 10 back in like 1997, I think 1998. I think they are top. Toyota is a company in the top 10 of the market cap. But right now, not even close, right? Right now, the only car company that break into the list of top 10 market cap is Tesla. And then even more astonishing is, the market cap of Tesla is bigger than the top 10, okay, car maker market cap combined. That's how big Tesla is, how big people believe in Tesla, how big people believe in EV and autonomous car by Tesla. And then that's what people see the future of EV. Okay. But for exchange student, in Thailand, you might not see that much because we are pretty late. Actually, there are so many reasons. Like I would say that one of the big reason is, well, we in Thailand we still our state enterprise, we make big money on selling gasoline like PTT. So they don't want to shift away from that from the gasoline that much. But I think uh, eventually once other countries adopt it, we have to do it also. And also one of the big reason is Thailand. We are the factories to assemble the car, and then we are a country that we have a lot of suppliers to sell many of small components inside the traditional car. So if this thing happen, it will kind of ruin our automotive industry in Thailand. But eventually we have to change somehow because like other countries around the world, they are changing. Okay, even Toyota. As I told you, Toyota at one time they're top in the list of top 10, but right now they're not in the list anymore. And then and I think as you can see in the news, they usually come at top in terms of number of cars that they sell, but the number of cars that they sell keep losing the market share. They keep losing the number that they can sell the car right now is going down because people switch more to the EV car, and then they see that Tesla can sell, and then other companies try to come up with their own EV car. And then it's very interesting because actually, Toyota, they have their hybrid car. I think the first company in the world. They have hybrid between electric and then combustible car. But they are the first one, but they're kind of almost the last one to try to push their EV car, the full 100% EV car into the market. They don't even have one. But I think they just announced last year that this year they try to push out the EV car onto the market because they cannot wait anymore. The people change their behavior. We want more EV car, and then I think they themselves have to adjust. Otherwise, they're gonna keep losing and then maybe fall behind. Okay, so I think EV car is a way to go, and then next step is autonomous car, right? Autonomous car, like right now, tech company interested in autonomous car can try to come up with their own like system. Like there's a rumor, right? Like Google and Apple's, right? They are trying to come up with the technologies to make the car to be more autonomous. Like Apple, they're trying to talk with like Hyundai or Kia from Korea to try to ask them to be their vendor to create a car for them, and then Apple will create the software. But I think the deal like fell off because they want the stake in the company. So I think they might have to find other partner for that. Okay, so it's a step, right? EV, autonomous car. I mean, like like semi-autonomous car and then autonomous car. And then once autonomous car come into play, like company like um, Uber, right, which uh, quite successful, or Lyft, like quite successful, but they still have the problem complaining from they get some complaint from the customer like about the driver. So like the number one complaint from the customer is mostly about driver. So let's imagine if like Uber if we have technologies like autonomous car, Uber does not need to worry about the driver anymore because you don't need driver. So in this case, Uber can have their own fleet and then send off the car to pick up people and drop to the place, and then the car go back to the location, to the company. So they don't have to worry about this. So things gonna change a lot once we have autonomous car. And actually, there's a report that Uber, they are funding this project as well because they want autonomous car to be fully developed, so they can use it. They will be beneficial from the autonomous car. Okay, and I think your friends talk a lot, and we talk a lot about the content industry, right? And this morning also, student in this morning class, the lady talk about Disney Plus and other platform. So yeah, the number going down. The number of people like who subscribe to a pay TV is going down. At the same time, people canceling out. Right? You can see that we have more choice of ways to consume the content. Okay, so you see here. Um, this is a subscription. This is a subscription, the revenue subscription of TV. Like this is a number in US. Mostly people subscribe to cable network. But now, as you can see, more and more people subscribe to OTT service like Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, like more and more. And then I think at pretty soon, right? The revenue from OTT gonna be more than revenue from like normal cable TV. So that's the situation. Okay, higher education also will be disrupted. Um, because like, and especially with the COVID situation, it proves something that yeah, at first we said that impossible, we cannot learn online. But like because of COVID, I think many things could happen. Like some people some companies say, oh, we cannot work from home. But because of the situation force us, many employee who said that we are not ready, our technology is not ready, I'm not ready, we don't have good device or applications cannot support us. But eventually, I think we somehow can adapt ourselves because of situation and use all those applications, and then we can learn online, we can work from home. And then right now we have application to support us, like we have platform like Coursera, we have MOOCs, like we have Moodle, right? Or we have Khan Academy, or like even university, they know themselves, right? Right now some people they right now they want to learn something. They don't really have Some people, they don't really need a degree. They just want the knowledge. They just want the skill. They just want short course. They get so they learn something. Maybe they can get some certificate if they pay for the money. So they see that the success of Coursera, right? So right now, like and then so many big university, right? They say, okay, then we have to change also. Like MIT, they have open course, right? They have open course website. Stanford right now they have online class. Harvard, even Harvard they have online class. So like so they themselves they have to change. Otherwise, um, like some of the other platform might disrupt them. Of course, many of us,
Professor,
right? Yes,
what
please.
kind of traditional business that relies on the sales of information?
Can you say one more time?
Um,
What kind of?
what kind of traditional business that relies on the sales of information on the slide?
The sales of information?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
What kind of business
Oh,
is that?
oh, I, I, the sales of information. So right now, actually, most of the the business they rely on the information, right? The sales of information. I mean, you so like for example, um, like if you are, let's say, if you are um online booking. I think I mentioned about online booking before, right? Online, I mean, if you are a travel agent, you need information to book for your employee, to book for your customer, right? So right now you have the internet as the place that people share the information. So in this case, right now, I mean, you are the agent. You are the one who can sell the data. You are the one who aggregate the data and try to make money because you are the one who control the data from because you have access to the data from different hotel. You have the access to different allied companies. So you are the one who hold the data. Okay. So in this case, um, you are the one you can sell the data. You can sell the data or the information via your service. But right now with the internet, they share it. They have the system that you share. So right now, it replaced traditional business like middleman, almost gone. Anything that before you are the one who hold the data or hold the information, you many of them are replaced by because of the internet. Same thing. I think with the university, before you are the one who hold, you are the middleman, like who gather professor from all over the world, right? Good professor, student who want to study, who want to learn from this professor, you have to come to this place. But right now, maybe professor or someone who know a lot about that knowledge, right? They can bypass. They don't have to join or become. They don't have to be in your university or to in order to teach. They can post their knowledge on some platform and they make money. I don't know. You saw something like, right? I think we have like master class, right? So like you have like world renowned like Paul Krugman is one of them. So in this case, like internet, and then internet is a place that you can search many more data. Like some of the one who have data, like some people who want to share data, right? Professor who want to share free data also, he can post some information online on YouTube, and you can watch it on the internet for free. Many courses you can see for free. Like even Coursera you can see for free, right? But if you want the certificate, then you have to pay a little bit, like some money. But in many cases, free. Like so that's what I'm trying to say. Like traditional business, like university, um, travel agents, they are losing money big time because like information about flight, information about room is publicly available on the internet. Is it okay? You
Yeah. Thank you.
okay? You're welcome. So I think, yeah, internet is a great place that many traditional business will have to change themselves. Okay, thank you. But thank you very much for your question. Okay, healthcare industry will change also. Like we will see more and more people have wearable product. Like I myself, I have one. So yeah, it's you use that gadgets to collect data, and then right now you might not even have to go see doctors person anymore. Like you can do telemedicine. A doctor can consult you and then can tell you what to do, or maybe can prescribe the medicine to you. Like yesterday, I went to the hospital at Sirat Hospital. I have to wait 3 hours just to meet my doctor, like for like let's say 5 minutes to diagnose and then prescribe some medicine for me. I have to wait 3 hours. Let's imagine if we can talk to him, or we have gadgets, or he monitor, and he said, I don't have to waste that much time waiting for the doctor. So I think thing will change. Healthcare industry will change. Yeah. Transportation, we talk a lot, right? So next one, let me we talk more on some forces that actually change many of the industry in the last 10 years. And the report said it will continue. These forces will continue changing many industry in the next 10 years. This report is prepared by a internet research company called Gartner back in 2013. And it say that these are the 4 factors that disrupt, okay, and at the same time also disrupt the traditional business and create the value for new business as well. Okay, so what are these 4 forces? The first one we call it mobile forces or factor. First one is mobile. People become more people use mobile device more than before, much more than before, and I'll show I will show you with the data. And then the second one is people become more social. I think we cannot be denied that, or we cannot argue that we are more socially addicted right now than in the past, right? And we have, I think we all know, and I'll show you some data a little bit. And then about data and information, we gather a lot of data right now. We have a lot of data, and then this data turn into knowledge, and then we use this knowledge to do many things, to make money, to compete with our competitors, like many things. And then to process this amount of data that we collect to get the knowledge or information that we want, we need some computing power, very powerful computing power to process this kind of data. And that's where cloud computing come in to play. Okay, so these are the 4 factors or 4 forces that help changing the industry in the past 10 years. And then of course there are many more technologies that I think you that have presented, like virtual reality, augmented reality, AI, right? Robotics, drone, blockchain. Those are the things that add on into this. But these are the 4 main things that actually change many industry in the past 10 years, and it's gonna continue. We still see the effect of these 4 forces. Okay, let's see the first one, mobile. So when the report saying that whenever you want to come up with service, you have to think mobile first. Your service should think about mobile first. Have to be supported by mobile phone. That's what they are trying to say. Mobile phone or mobile devices. Okay, let's take a look at this table. Okay, this one also is solved by Gartner, and then they have the similar data from IDC, which is a competitor company, internet research company. You can see here, this is a total device market in the world that shipped in the past like 4 years, like 28, 29, 20, 21, 18, 19, 20, 21. Like we ship about 2 billion devices in the world last year, but about like 1.7 billion or 1.7 billion mobile phone. PC market is very small, like maybe 5 times less than. I mean, mobile phone market is about 5 times bigger, more than 5 times bigger than the PC market. And as you can see, PC we don't really buy a computer that often, and then lately we buy is because of the COVID situation. We have to study online, but most of the time I myself I don't buy a computer for a while until like, okay, I really have to teach at home, so I get another computer. But I think we spend money to buy more mobile phone. We buy mobile phone more often, and we use mobile phone more often than the computer somehow. Okay, so even like Apple company, like the CEO, he even mentioned, right, we are in the post PC era right now. Majority of people in the world, they use computer, they use mobile devices more than PC, personal computer, right? Like others, like mobile device, including wearable device, right? We have like smart band, smart watch, smart glasses, right? Of course, Google, they failed once. Right now they have one more. They're trying to push out a new one, right? I think I didn't include the photos by Mark Zuckerberg, right? He even have collaboration with Ray-Ban, and then Oculus could be another one. Like when like your friends today talk about metaverse, right? So like yeah, so this could be new more like the to show that more and more people use application or service on mobile device. Just to show you here, right? On the internet, when we use the internet, majority, right? In the past, of course, if we compare between like 2017 and 2022, back then, okay, people use PC more to use the internet. But right now, more and more people, we use more smartphone. You see the percentage of using smartphone to access the internet is much more. Even to this one, including at the office where people work. So that means the usage of the internet via mobile smartphone much more increasing. You can see the trend here. Okay. So that's why I said when you want to come up with the service, company should think about mobile first, even before PC. It has to run on mobile before PC. If suppose you have limited resources, you think about mobile first. Okay. Next one is social. Right. People ครับผมเชิญครับ
What is CAGR? Right there.
This is let's say this is an annual percentage. I mean the percentage of increase per year ครับ so let's say this is the percentage of the rate that people use more on average. Okay, so it's I forgot the abbreviation. Hold on. CAGR. Average rate. I forgot the CA. The GR. Okay, hold on, please. compounded annual growth rate ครับ compounded annual growth rate so compounded annual growth rate okay so it's annual growth rate but this one you do it compound you compound it from the previous year so as you can see is the smartphone is growing the growth rate is going much higher than just the PC seem like the PC here the is kind of constant here okay
อาจารย์ครับ why TV is still growing up nowadays do people still watch TVs
that's a good question at least
because you know nowadays I think we watch news and we watch movies through our iPads, iPhones, and you know other gadget device.
so if you ask me okay, based on this data this is a global internet traffic by device maybe like some people they use in a TV to connect to the internet like for example some people might watch Netflix via the TV it's not this one not traditional TV not traditional channel but right now many TV are smart TV that connect to the internet so this one include this in this chart this TV that's what I mean so this one could be like only traditional TV but right now like by this year many TV are become like smart TV that you can connect to the internet so that's why um, they have access to the internet traffic they use the internet so that use the internet traffic ครับ okay
Thanks.
so like, yeah for myself when I watch Netflix I use my smart TV to watch Netflix
It's not what they watch; it is the usage.
yeah because this this is by the device type to access to the internet global device type by global internet traffic by device type so this talk about what people use to access the internet
Thank you.
you're welcome ครับ okay next is social media this social right so you can see I think for social I think we all know right so social probably the largest platform in the world should be Facebook right yeah Facebook if we compare with the population in the world we have about 7 billion in populations right the largest is China right 1.4 1.5 billion so Facebook is even larger than China but I mean they don't really need that big land right but they can they have many people I mean many Facebook account around the world so very powerful right the second one is YouTube right and then WhatsApp Facebook Messenger right Instagram so this one the data last year January of last year and then why don't we see live here even though we use a lot in Thailand because can you guess how many accounts that people use how many like user that people use live globally in the world how many about how many about 200,000 200 million because the countries in the world that utilize the main that we have only two main countries that use lie in the world one of course Japan and the other one is China, Thailand so not any other countries use lie that much right is that right in European countries do you use lie at all or in Canada are you use lie at all
No, I've never used it.
never use it right have you heard about it
Not neither.
neither right yeah
Yeah.
so like somehow in Thailand, we start with WhatsApp, but somehow they couldn't do the marketing that well.
Okay.
In Thailand, Line is just like they dominate the market, and then they're doing quite well. And one of the reason that or one of the thing, one of the strategy that Line try to make people stick into their network. How? Okay, let me ask Thai student because we are Line user, right? So why you use Line?
Because everyone use it ค่ะ
Yeah, that's one thing, right? Because everyone use it. What else? Any other reason? What is the value that we get from using Line? Only chat? You use only chat?
free call also
Can you say one more time?
free call video call
Free call, yes. We video call. What else? I think right now, what Line is trying to do, I think Line is they're trying to follow the strategy of WeChat, which is trying to make Line as ecosystem, not chat application anymore. In order to make Line to have more value and make people stick into their network, what they do is they add more features, more apps that associate with Line. Like right now, you have Line Pay, you have Line TV, you have Line Delivery, you have Line everything, because what they want is they want to make you stick with their own platform. Because in the future, there could be such a situation that some big company, like if you like someone who try to come up with this, or even like Facebook, oh, not like WeChat or WhatsApp, they try to really push it. And if Line is only application only, so the value of Line is not that much to compete with like WeChat, which is have a lots of users around the world. If eventually we become more globally, so if in terms of number of people, right, WeChat is even more. But in this case, how the company want try to make Line more valuable, they just try to add more features to make Line more valuable, and then at the same time try to create the switching cost very high for the user if you want to go to other platform. So that's why Line right now they have many applications inside, similar to what WeChat did in China. Right. I think that's similar to what Grab did also, right? Grab start with as just transportation application. Right now they have more than that. They have Grab Pay, they have Grab Food, they have Grab. They themselves they try to become an ecosystem for themselves as well. So some people might call it super app because you can do almost everything. But yeah, this is how they create value. Just add on more features to create value, and at the same time, they try to create high switching costs so that their customer will not switch to the competitors. Okay, so yeah, I think this is just a demographic of Facebook. I just somehow just capture and then show you. Right now you have this many, and then this is a ladies, and then this is a male who use it, which is quite intriguing for me. Okay, and then these are distribution of the people who use Facebook. Okay, and then yeah, just to show the point that people use more mobile, especially to access social media platform. 98% use of people who use mobile phone use it to access Facebook. Like 17% they use mobile phone, and then computer to access. Okay, Android, 80% of people. I mean, to access Facebook, 80% from Android. about 15% from Apple iOS. Okay, YouTube 2 billion account. Okay, male, female. Okay, these are distribution. Instagram, okay, about 1.22 billion. Okay, this is the distribution, which is these two much more than the rest. Right, this two group is much more than the rest. Okay, and Twitter become more popular in the last, like, let's say 5 years. You know, at one time, Twitter almost bankrupt. Okay, right now they have 300-400 million accounts. What changed in Twitter? You know, like Twitter start out with the application that allow like people to post only 140 characters. Why? Because the founder, he saw the problem of the web, that is a lot of data that bombarded or inundate people. So we see a lot of junk information. So what he want when people post it, he want people to think before they post it. So allow people to create very concise, right, message that you can write only 140 characters. At the beginning, it's good, right? At the beginning, it's good. It make the platform very distinct, and then you get only good things. I mean, only short and then concise message from the tweet or from the Twitter. But what's the problem with that? At that time, they only allow text, 140 character text. So what's the problem with that? The problem is they cannot make money. Suppose if you are agency trying to sell the ads, you cannot write only text ad to sell, because the platform doesn't allow any video or any picture. So the board of trustees try to convince the CEO that you have to change the philosophy of the application. So eventually he changed and allow more formats. Right now we have video, we have pictures, we have audios, and then I think they doubled. They allowed the size, right, of the characters to be 280. So you can write more, and at the same time you can have like other format of data. So right now they attract more advertisements, so the company can survive. And then right now they are doing quite well, and especially in the last 2 years, right? Many people use Twitter to say something that they want, and even like the president of the United States, right, Donald Trump, he many times, right, at night he tweet many times. So I think getting more popular. I think so right now, I think majority of us, right, I think we all use Twitter. If I ask this question maybe 3 years back, I think not many people use Twitter at that time, like maybe less than half. But right now, I think in this room, at least 80% of people, we use Twitter. Okay, so yeah. Before I talk about data, because it's I think we should break a little bit. So let's come back at 2:40. Okay, and then and after you present, I'll try to finish up this slide, and if I have time, I'll start next slide. Okay, let's come back to about 2:40. Thank you. Sorry, I mean we have a break until 2:50. Okay, about 15 minutes. Sorry about that. Okay, we continue. So please, the next presenter, please share your screen.
Can you see my slide?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, hi. After the coronavirus pandemic, the world had changed in every aspect. For example, restaurants have to alter from eat-in to takeaway. Education also changed from studying on-site to studying online. This change highly affects our lifestyle, including entertainment, concert, fan meetings, or movie theater businesses. So many organizers were put in a position that they had to deal with the new phenomenon. Most of the entertainment media altered to the online platform, which causes a new atmosphere of entertainment, such as online concerts and live shows. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Noramon Wanahasin, and I'm here today to talk about the beyond life. This talk will last about 5 minutes, and there will be a discussion question after the talk. So let's start with what is Beyond Life? Beyond Life is the world's first online-only concert streaming platform, jointly created in 2020 by SM Entertainment, one of the famous K-pop entertainment company, and Naver, the South Korea's largest web portal operator. So, how it all started? As I said before, since coronavirus pandemic started in November 2019, the company's plan to hold virtual concert in 2020 were stuck. So the company came up with a substituting platform, utilized the latest technology, and made its debut through SM Entertainment Project Group Super M Virtual Concert. And also the Beyond Life was first in the application VLive, this movie logo. Last month, it was opened globally through its own website and application, both in Google Store and Apple Store. Let's talk about the things that make Beyond Life different. The specialty of Beyond Life is that it applies the technologies such as real-time interactive video chat, AR or augmented reality, 3D graphics, and sound effect and more to make the concert feel realistic for the audience. The example of utilizing technology in Beyond Life is this one. The Super Junior Beyond the Super Show concert. The show generates audience supplied by giant C1, the 3D model of C1 with 12 meters high. Furthermore, AR is able to bring the 3D graphic background of the show that is extremely marvelous, like this NCT shows. The graphic background portrays the gigantic palace as if they bought the real one from the music video. Moreover, LED light was created to enhance the show, helping audience impressive by using this modern technology. And until now, almost 40 concerts and fan meetings were held with over 1.2 million viewers in almost 130 countries across the globe. This is actually a huge number for the paid concert within just 2 years. And lastly, before I will end this presentation, I have one question for you guys to discuss together. How do you think about the Beyond Life or other online concert future if the coronavirus pandemic ends? Is there any opinion For
Well,
me,
well,
well, okay, Natalia, you can go
go
first.
first.ไปก่อนเลย
Okay. So for me, I think that it's like an opportunity in the future because there's like pros and cons between the real concert and the online concert. So I think sometimes maybe like they can mix it up. So some might be like the real concert and sometimes like maybe a virtual one with a lot of effects. And yeah, I think that it's gonna be like their opportunity in the future. Thank you.
Okay, adding on to what Book said, I think it's like opening like way more doors than like before. Like because like some people they might want to attend the concert, but they might not have like that much money to like go to like the actual place. So I think like this like a feature could like actually increase the revenue even after COVID because like doing the on live and like they already have the real concert, so that just adding this feature could like earn a lot more revenue and also like spread their like people who attend the concert as well. So I think it's like also good for like the band itself as well. ค่ะ
Yeah, I agree. But personally, I believe that at the end of the COVID-19, people would prefer the live one better than this one because we have the interaction among the audience. But I appreciate what you present. I mean, the virtual effects. This is something that cannot happen in the live concert. So yeah, that's their best effort to deliver out the concert via online platform.
Yes, I think the same as everyone. I, for me, I prefer the live concert as well, and because I have experience with the online concert too, and I think it it can fulfill all the thing that live concert have, but there are capitalists, so I think they can find the way to make money from this. Yes, in the future.
It's like the cost is much more cheaper compared to the live one.
Is the average is not that high as the live concert, but it's still considered as expensive for someone because it's around 1,500 baht or maybe more.
For the real concert, how much?
For the real concert, the cheapest price is 2,000 or 3,000, 3,500.
So you think, like if for the artists, right, they make more money having live concert, or they make more money having like online concert like this?
For me, the live one,
Yes.
because they go like around the around the world, and they go like twice time. But for the online concert, it will held just like 1 or 2 times, and they watch it all together, like all fans around the globe.
See, yeah, I haven't been to concert for a long time, so I really don't know how it's like. But I could guess. I mean, the atmosphere could be different, right? Because like the sound system could be different also, right? When you in the big hall, or you set it up at your home theater in your home, could be different, and then people next to you, or the feeling you are in the big concert could be different. But I think, but with the technology, it's still better than nothing, right? And then is another ways that they can make money, and then it's another way that they can still keep contact with their customer. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think I still I believe I think like many of you guys, like, yeah, once everything get back, I think people still want to interact, want to go back to the real concert. Yeah. Okay, but thank you. I think, yeah, and I think Korea, they did very well. They're pretty advanced about this thing. Right. Yeah. I don't know, in Europe, in European countries, or in Canada, you have like live, I mean, virtual concert like this, or because of you don't really have that big problem, so people go to the real concert. Okay, that's okay.
Can you repeat your question once more?
I mean, I asked the student in like exchange student, like in your countries, like you people watch like, or do the like, do they, I mean, the artists in your countries, do they hold the concert online, or still they still hold the like live concert? Just curious.
Like I'm not sure, but like my friend, she's like currently in America, and she
Uh-huh.
actually like went to like several concerts like already like on site, not online.
Okay. Thank you. How about in Thailand? Do we have any concert online? I saw some, right, but not like this interactive, right?
From what I have observed, not
Mm-hmm.
really. I mean, in Korean, the reason that why they are able to have the concert online is that there are so many fans around the world, and they believe that they are going to get the profit anyway. But compared to the Thai bands that we have, smaller group of fans, I think that not that worth to make the concert. And
Mm-hmm.
I heard from PP that they are going to held BBA charity concert, that the cost of uh, having online concert is much more expensive than live one.
Oh, I see. I see. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you have a lot of people around the world to watch, it's worth it to do online. But I mean, if you only have small group to put the setting up, the setup cost should be much more, right? Oh, I see. I mean, it's not worth it because you don't have that much people to watch and not much revenue to cover the cost, right? Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay, let me just ask one question. Mr. Adam, are you here?
Oh yes, I am.
Yes. Because right now you join the class using some other account. I think I already sent you the request to, I mean, allow you to join the class using Dome account from Thammasat. Maybe
Yes,
you.
I have an account, but right now I'm on my phone and I didn't remember the password, so that's
Oh,
why
okay, that's okay.
I'm
No
supposed.
problem. No problem. So maybe next time you don't have to wait for my link to join in. So once next time, if you log in with the Dome account, you will be automatically in the class. That's all. That's just I
Yes,
want to.
yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. Okay, so let me just try to finish this slide and then go. So just quick. So I will talk about the last force of the source of force, which is data. Okay, so why data is important? Oh, not last force. I have this, and then the sorry, the cloud computing. Okay, so why data is important? So people say it right now, data is a new oil, right? Because we can make money from data or for information, like the slide that we talked earlier, right? Before, like if I may go in back here when your friends ask me question, like what they mean, like the business rely on the sales of information. Before, like if you want to know about something, you have to pay money to learn. Right now, you can use Coursera, or much simpler than that, you can just go to YouTube, to Facebook. If you want to learn something, how to cook something, before you might have to go to the short course and pay money. Right now, if I want to learn how to make bakery or cook something, I can just search on YouTube and I get knowledge, right? So I know how to cook. I know how to create something. So I think, yeah, I think it's much easier right now and cheaper than in the past also. And the reason is that right now we have data all over the internet. Okay, we have data all over the internet, and it's estimated that every second, every person during 2020, we create about 1.7 megabyte of data in every second, right? And in the last 2 years alone, 90% of world data has been created. I'll show you why and how. So, and then it is estimated that right now about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data are produced by human every day. Okay, that's huge, right? Quintillion is 10 to the power of 30. In our phone, is in the unit is gigabyte, right? Gigabyte is 10 to the 9th, but this is like 10 to the power of 30. It's huge, right? By human every day. But actually there are more, I mean, not only human can create data, we have many more things that can create data than just normal human like us, right? So let's talk about the history, who create data. In the past, who create data? In web 1.0, like in the past, let's say when we have like World Wide Web for the first time, usually who create data are the large organization or government. Large organization like banks, like university, news company, right, or government. They create data and post on the World Wide Web, so people or their citizen can read, then know their announcement, right? or
แล้ว
or
จะยิง
maybe
โง่ๆอ่ะเป็นพันเฉยเลย
or maybe companies like banks, like they
อ๋อ
create
ไม่เป็นไรหรอก
okay, maybe you can the student lady, you can mute your microphone, sorry about that. And then yeah, that's in the past, that's how you create data. Right now, who create data? Who else create data? Like Web 2.0, we human like us generate data via different type of social media, like in this case, like almost 100 million photos and video are shared on every day on the Instagram. When we share something, that means we create data on the internet. We put data on the internet, and then many more, because we use a lot of social media platform. Like this is the graphic to show that how much data is generated every minute. Okay, like we text a lot. Like in every minute we text about 15.2 million texts, right? We send about 200 million email. So when we text something, when we email something, when we upload some video on YouTube, that's we create data. That's huge. ครับผมเชิญครับ
you forgot to share screen หรือเปล่าครับ
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you very much ครับ โทษที Sorry about that ครับ Thank you. So again, we start from large organization, government who create data. Right now, we are the one who create data. Right? We are the one who create data. How about in the future? Who create data? I mean, not in the future. And then besides large organization, besides us, right now, more and more things can create data. Okay, on this graph. Okay, so back in 1992, there are only 1 million devices that can connect to the internet. Okay, and these devices only computer. So only computer can connect internet. At that time, we have about 1 million computer around the world. And then once you connect to the internet, you share information. That's you create data. Okay, fast forward 10 years, 2003, we have about 500 million computer around the world that create data and post on the internet and share information. And then in 2009, we have the concept of Internet of Things that established by Cisco, okay, which is one of the largest network device, right, manufacturer in the world. Right. Internet of Things is the device or equipment or gadgets that can connect to the internet. Yeah, anything that can connect to the internet is follow into category of Internet of Things. What are those things? Oh, we have many things. Smartwatch, right? We have home appliance like refrigerator. We talk about TV, right? We talk about stove. We talk about like toothbrush. Like for smart city, we have like smart traffic light, like or car, right? Right now we have smart car that have a lot of sensors, like Tesla car. They connect to the internet, so they know, like for autonomous car, they know your location. They have sensors because they have to use the sensors, right, to sense the environment around there, and then use a computer to process, and then maybe check the map, right? In that case, they have to be able to connect to the internet, right? And then you know the car should go straight or turn left, turn right, those kind of things, right? Right now we have plug, and then even my home right now I have a lot of things that can connect to the internet besides my mobile phone or computer. I have my vacuum cleaner that connect to the internet. So like every morning right now, what I did, I set up the time that 5 a.m. in the morning, I want the vacuum to vacuum my first floor, something like that. Or I can have my phone to check on my CCTV at home while I'm not home to see everything's okay or not, right? Those things before they don't have it, but because they can connect to the internet, those things generate data. And because of this, right, we have many more things that can create data. That means we have a lot of data right now. By like 2020, 2 years ago, right? I mean, in 2020, it's estimated there's about 50 billion devices that can connect to the internet, and that's why we have a lot of data in the world. We see a lot more data created each day now, and we can have more data in the future. And then you might have heard the word big data, and we will have session that talk into more detail about big data. Like we're gonna talk about characteristic of big data and what kind of let's say what kind of method that we can extract information or knowledge from the data that we collect. Yeah, so like big data in a sense is just huge amount of data that company collect, and then depend on how company use data, right? But yeah, many companies like sells their data to do like in exchange of money, or many like some company use data to improve their sales or to suggest their customer to buy something based on the past purchase or past visit to their store, like in the case of Target, right? There's a story like maybe 6-7 years back, that like there's the one family in the US. I think there's a dad and daughter. Daughter 14 years old girl. Okay, dad got email. I mean not email. Dad got a mail, a physical mail, and inside they have like coupon from Target say that okay, congratulations. Seem like you're gonna have seem like you have a pregnancy ladies in your house, and then you seem like you are expecting a newborn baby. So this is our promotion. Maybe you can buy something related to babies like cribs, like clothes, those kind of thing. So dad, once he got this mail, he quite furious. He called the manager of Target and said, "Oh, come and complain. Why you send this to me? You accusing my daughter got pregnant or not, right?" And then the manager have to apologize. Said, "Okay, it must be a confusion or some mistake with our computer algorithm. We thought that there's someone uh, in your house that might be pregnant, so we send a promotion." So a few months later, dad found out that his daughter pregnant. So he was it's a news like because of this. So he apologized to the manager of Target. So how Target know that there's one person pregnant in that house even before the dad? Because in that household they use the same card, membership card, right? Whenever the dad went to shopping, they tell the member ID, or they give the card ID, and then they collect data, and then they use computer to help predict, well, what's going to be the next product that the people in the household want to purchase. So they suggest this, and they think so it's going to be something about babies, and so the company generate the coupon promotion for them, something like that. This how many company make use of data to generate more revenue. Same thing with like Amazon also, right? Amazon collects what you buy, or when you go to their website, when you click to see several things, or once you choose a particular book, at the end they might say, okay, for those people who read this book, they always buy this book. They also buy this kind of book. Are you interested? If you're interested, we discount 20%. If you buy as a bundle, something like that. So that's for business, right? And actually, it's not only for business. In sports as well, right? In sport as well. There's a movie called Moneyball, but this is like this movie happened before the word big data, but it's basically use the data. Like in this movie, they use the data to based on this movie based on the true story of Oakland Athletic general manager in the US. There's a baseball. So he tried to get some valuable player, okay, using some mathematical models and some data that they collect, and then try to find out inexpensive good player to fit that team, to compete with big name team. Like, because for those big name they have money, so they can buy good players. So and then it's a very interesting story. If you have chance, yeah, you can go watch. Okay. And then the reason that at the time I put this book in here, because this person, his name is Victor. He came to Thailand and give a talk about big data. It is a huge, is a very popular book at that time, right? Big data, a revolution that will transform how we live, work, and think. That's when, I mean, about 6 years ago, when big data is a big buzzword, the Thai government, and then I was part of the team to work on that to hold that like events. So we invite him to give a talk about big data, and then how in Thailand we can improve on how to utilize data in Thailand. Okay. Besides baseball, I think one of the interesting news, I saw this news back in 2014 actually. Yeah, they use it in soccer as well. But right now, I think in almost sport that you see, they use data, right? They collect data. So in this case, I think many of you, if you follow soccer or football, you might remember this match, the match between Germany and Brazil in semifinal match. And Germany beat Brazil in their home soil. And then Brazil is the host also of the World Cup. And then Germany beat Brazil 7-1. This what's the secret of that? I mean, there's the newspaper like wrote about this report and say that one of the secret weapon of the success is they use software called Match Insight to analyze the data of both German and Brazilian team and try to suggest German players what to play against the Brazilian players. And then somehow German beat Brazil and then went on to become the world champion that year. Okay. And then actually the company that created this software is SAP, same as SAP. The SAP, the ERP system that many countries in the world use it. Okay. Many companies around the world use it. Okay. Last thing. Okay. Last thing is cloud. What's cloud? A cloud computing service, let's say, is a service that I think majority of you use cloud service. Actually, what we are using right now is on the cloud service. Like Microsoft Teams is an example of the cloud service. What's cloud service? It's a service that in order to use it, you have to connect to the internet in order to use it. And you use it is on demand. Okay. Like many types of applications that running using cloud. Like for example, Dropbox or Google or Gmail or Google or anything. I think almost application mostly are running via cloud service. Like let's say Dropbox. Why we call it cloud? Because like Dropbox, when you use it, what do you care about Dropbox? What you care is when you upload your file, when you upload it there, you want to make sure that no one see it. And once you want to download it back, once you want to see it, once you connect to the internet, you can see it, and then you hope that no one can see it. But where the data or the file that you uploaded, where it's stored, in which server, in which country, you don't really care, right? Do you care? Probably not. You don't care whether it's from in the US, in Singapore, or in Thailand. What we care is when we want to use it, we can get it back, and we don't want anyone else to see our file unless we want to share it. Right? That's why people will call it the cloud, because we said it's somewhere out there. We upload somewhere out there in the cloud, but we don't really care where it's stored. Same thing with electric power grid. Like at home, we have many electric appliances like air conditioner. We have TV. We have like fans or computer, right? What do we care? We only care when we get electricity to power all these devices. We don't really care where the power coming from, whether it's from turbine, from electric power plant, or from nuclear power plant. We don't really care. What we care, what we care is only that we have electricity to run our appliance. That's it. So that's why it's similar. Right? People say it's this is similar to cloud computing service. So as I said, okay, cloud computing service offer many things, many services you use. I think majority of service right now that you use this run on cloud, like social media, Facebook, pretty sure run on cloud, Twitter, Gmail, Google, right? like service, like when you swipe your card, right? Your Visa card, MasterCard, when you want to make sure that this is the right, is a legal card, like they check or they verify via the cloud service. Okay, not only that, okay, it gives the it you can have software also, like software, like not only application, like software like Microsoft right now. Before, when you want to use Microsoft Office, you have to download or you have to install on your machine. But right now, as long as you have access to the internet, and then and then you have browser, you can use Microsoft or PowerPoint. You can use Excel, or you can use Word via their Office 365, which is a cloud service. Okay, so there are many examples of the cloud service that you can get on the internet. So you have many types or many kind of benefit that you can get. And also with cloud service, okay, it allow individual like us, right, to have enterprise scale capability. Like before, suppose I'm not so sure that you have you seen these clips on YouTube or not. It's called Charlie Bit My Finger. There's a dad trying to post a clips of his two sons. Okay, and then this clip went viral. Okay, there are many people who watch this clip, about 410 million total view. So at peak day, at peak day, there's about 1,500 views per minute. Okay, and then suppose this clip ran for 4 years, and then what if at that time, suppose he didn't post this on YouTube. He want to buy a computer and run this by himself. Okay, what he had to do at that time, he have to buy a 4-core server with 14 gig of memories, and then to share this with other people, he have to subscribe to network bandwidth about 3 gigabyte per second at peak. So it will cost him about 224,000, and then cost him to set up all these things. This is only for first year. So if you run for 4 years, this one you have to multiply by 4. Whereas if you use YouTube, which is a cloud service, right? In this case, right, you have, basically you have unlimited or infinite capacity on demand. Like, you can accommodate many people, many viewers at the same time. Okay, and then in this case, you don't need any IT expertise, because as long as you know how to click button, how to upload the video, is all set. YouTube did everything for you, right? Most important thing is free. You don't have to pay this much money to run it. Okay, what else? Cloud is dramatically help you reduce the capital, the time, and the risk of running business. Of course, this is an extreme case. How about, like, let's say for business also? And as a result, I said right now, majority of business, I think they run on cloud. Like for example, for this game, okay? Suppose on this game getting at the time is quite popular. They have about 100 million users in 43 days. Okay, at peak, they have about, like, on average, they have about 18.5 million daily active user. So if the company at the time, if they want to build up their own computer room and buy the server and set up themselves, they have to build this computer room, and then they have to buy thousands of server plus network equipment, and it would take them about 6 months to build this and set up all this thing, and it's going to cost them about 27 million capital for investment, and then plus 500K per month for the server, for the network traffic. So that's how much they have to pay without cloud. but with cloud service that provided by Amazon. Amazon, they have another business unit called Amazon Web Service that provide this type of infrastructure to other company. Okay, so in this case, the company doesn't have to do anything, just create the application, the game engine, and then throw in the cloud service of Amazon, and then at the end, and then back end, Amazon will provide everything for you. So in this case, the company, the game company here doesn't have to pay any upfront at all. So zero upfront investment, whereas this one 27 million. Okay, so in this case, if you have more user, you can add any numbers of server as you need, right? You can scale fast. At the same time, what if thing doesn't go as planned, didn't go as planned? You don't really have that many user to play your game. So suppose instead of you have 100 million, you only have 1 million. So in this case, you don't have to rent many servers, right? So in this case, you can scale, you can fail fast as well. So in this case, if you go with the cloud, you pay monthly fee because it's on demand. So you pay like 2.2 million per month. If it's good, you add more server. If it's bad, you just drop this. You don't have to rent them. Whereas, what if you go with this route, investing everything by yourself? But if the thing didn't go as planned, then this 27 million is a sunk cost, right? You cannot get it back. So it's a very high risk. So as a result, I think majority of startup company, I think they mostly use cloud service, unless they think they have they have data that they have concern in uploading or having that data with other company server. So that's bring me to the disadvantage of using cloud service. One, what are the disadvantages of using cloud service? One, yeah, in order to use cloud, most important thing, you need internet connection. To be good, you want reliable, fast internet connection. Okay, and two, some people might have some concern about data privacy, like privacy and security. So in this case, to alleviate the problem, some company, what they do something like this. They set up what we call as a private cloud. There's a cloud service server like this, using only in their company, and then they put some confidential data information in their own server, in their cloud, in their private cloud. And then what's not so important, some people can see outside, they put in public cloud because it's much cheaper. Oh, by the way, why you think cloud service by Amazon and others why they can operate at much cheaper than you set up by yourself? Why the cost is much difference here? Why you use cloud is cheaper? Than you implement it by yourself?
Economy of scales. They do it in the larger scales compared to do it ourselves.
Yes, definitely. Economy of scales. And yeah, and then one of the reasons why we ask cloud services, one of economy of scale, I think that's about the cost. The more user, the average cost of providing will be cheaper, right? Because they have huge server, right? Huge number of server. So if you have a lot of customer, so the average cost for them is going to be much cheaper than for us who invest by ourselves. We have to pay this huge money only for us. And another thing, why we use it, yeah, related to this one, we get that expertise. We don't have to invest in our IT people, right? We have to send people to get trained on everything. But if we use cloud from Amazon or from Google or from Microsoft, right, we can be a bit more certain that they should know better than us. So we get that expertise at the same time. We can reduce a lot of costs in this case. But of course, as I mentioned, you have to be concerned about the internet connection and then the security problems. Okay. So yeah, many companies around the world use it. Apple use it also when they distribute or set up iTunes or Apple Store or Google Play. Everything here will be on cloud. Right? They operate via cloud service. They even have iCloud, right, for allow you to buy the storage. This one also example of cloud service. Actually, for Amazon, when talk about Amazon Web Service, okay, as I mentioned, this is another business unit of Amazon, right? So what's if I ask you, what's the Amazon main revenue? Where's the Amazon main revenue? I think everyone know, right? What's that main revenue from? Amazon main revenue, it should be from
their e-commerce website.
Yes, the e-commerce, right? That's their main revenue. And then I show you here in the annual report. You see the annual report? Or
Yeah.
right now you see annual report, or you see the cloud screen, huh? Annual report, right?
Annual report.
Okay, so this is just to show you. So this is a net sales, I mean the revenue. So in the US, so they separate into in North America, right? And then in international. So you can see, and then AWS, which is Amazon Web Service. So this is North America, and then this is in year 2020. So of course there's an increase about 38%. They're doing quite well, right, in terms of sales. Okay, and then international also, right, increase about 40%. And then for Amazon Web Service, the sales not that big, and then the sales up about 30%, which is a lot. I mean, in terms for business. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you here, you can see actually Amazon make huge money. This is in millions. Okay, so in terms of the sales volume, the sale amount, e-commerce business is big because they've been operation for a long time. Amazon Web Service be in business maybe less than 10 years. Okay, but let me show you something. This is the revenue. This is operating income. So from this huge amount of sales in the US and in Europe, in international, so turn into operating income only this. So like the percentage of operating income, this is before interest and before tax. So the margin is very, very, very thin here, right? International in 2019 even make a loss. Actually, you know, in the North America, okay, I think e-commerce business just turned profit maybe 5 years ago. It's same like in Thailand, we have Shopee and Lazada. I think and most like startup, they are losing money. Even right now, Shopee and Lazada, they're losing big money, but they still want to do it because in one day they believe they're gonna be like Amazon. Right? Even at that time, right? They keep losing money. But investors still keep investing in their stock because they believe that eventually you will have winner takes all and dominate the market like Amazon like this. But if you compare the operating income with Amazon Web Service, about 9 billion and 14 billion, 13.5 billion. If you transfer this into like percentage, this one 9 billion out of like let's say 35 billion, about 25%. Whereas this one's like this one for sales, right? 7 billion out of like 170 billion. So like less than 10%. Very, very small. But of course, this one you get a lot of volume. But still, in terms of operating income, Amazon Web Service doing quite well. And then actually this is the one that's gonna continue to grow for Amazon, because right now more and more companies are using their service. Who are their big name customer? Netflix. Example like Netflix. Netflix have huge amount of movies or series that streaming for us all over the world. Imagine if Netflix have to set up the server room of operation around the world. It's going to cost them a lot of money and time to do so. So in this case, they don't have to do all these things. They let Amazon manage it. They just rent the space or the computing power from Amazon. What they did was for Netflix. What they do is they create the application that link to Amazon cloud service, where they store all the video. When customer click something on a Netflix application, so they pull up all the movies or the series or everything from Amazon Web Service. So back in is Amazon Web Service. Same thing with Airbnb and many other platform. They use Amazon Web Service. Again, as I said, more and more will use it, and that's why you see Amazon in the ranking of the one of the largest company in the world. Okay, and just lately Amazon come up with something interesting. I don't know you saw this news or not. Have you seen this one by Amazon? Okay.
Years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like?
Do you hear me?
Walk into a store, grab what you want.
Have you seen this one before?
Yes, I've seen once.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other people saw this one before? It's like Amazon Go that allow people.
Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart.
To buy the product.
If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms,
see this quick, and we discussed
much like
about this.
Find in self-driving cars. We call it just walk out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
This is back in December of 2016, when Amazon first introduced this concept of Amazon Go and then Just Walk Out technologies. You think why Amazon did this? Why Amazon? They are one of the most successful online company in the world, right? They beat Walmart, which is offline or brick and mortar company. Why online company want to operate in the offline situation like Amazon Go and introduce this Just Walk Out technology? What could be the reason? Any comment why? What could be the reason? And then Amazon also bought Whole Food. Okay, in 2017, Amazon entered the grocery business by buying the whole food chain that's cost them about 13 billion. This is a 40 years old supermarket chain. Why Amazon go into this brick and mortar business, whereas they are pretty big in the online business? What could be the reason for that?
Maybe they want to monopolize the market.
Mm-hmm. Could be, yes. They want to maybe expand the market, right? Monopolize the market. Yes, that could be. And also, when they introduce this one, okay, just walk out technology. You think just walk out technology is good for what kind of business? It can be good for any retail business, because most retail business, they need the cashier, right? They need someone to do the scanning and then get money from the customer and return money to customer. It will be beneficial for those. What if they can sell these technologies to other business? That could be another new source of income of Amazon, right? And then this strategy is not the first time that Amazon did. Amazon did this by selling technologies or licensing technology. Same with Amazon Web Service. Why Amazon Web Service? Because before, who provide Amazon Web Service? Who provide the server service to Amazon? Actually, before they try many, but they think they are too big. Other company cannot do well because so they do in-house, and then they found out that okay, they can do this thing very well. Okay, they can do this. They can have the service, the server that run very smooth for their customer very well. So in this case, they think most online company or online platform, they will need this kind of service. So in this case, instead of keeping the technology to themselves, they're licensing or they allow people to use this cloud computing service and then pay them the money. And that's why they make huge money. Same thing when they think about this just check out technology. They think most or maybe most retail company, they need this kind of service, right? Instead of people have to wait in line and pay, people just walk out. It's much faster. So they want to make money from this business as well. So they start with the proof of concept by having this Amazon Go in Seattle, right? They create this shop and then they expand to many shops in the US. And then to prove to other people also, what they do is they bought, right? They bought this company a year, like Whole Food, to prove that okay, if you have brick and mortar business, we can implement our technologies on the brick and mortar business, the existing business. It's work, right? So to make sure, and right now they even have this website. Okay, if you're interested, you can buy our technology, and then they have customer already. Besides, before to show people that this work, they bought a company because they have huge money, and then now they have customer, and they're gonna have many more in the future. And then maybe this could be another source of income of Amazon, like what Amazon Web Service did also here. So this is one of the strategy that Amazon make money. As you can see here, you want to create good technologies, but some company, they don't really keep it to themselves. They're licensing technologies and make money. Unlike like company like Apple or others, where when they create technologies, they want to keep it proprietary. They want to keep it to themselves. They don't want to share. But Amazon think in other ways. They think this could be beneficial for others. They try to make money by licensing. So that's how Jeff Bezos think. Okay. So okay. So almost just let me do it quick. Okay. So besides, I mean, for this whole slide, right? Majority, I mean, I will talk about good side of innovation in digital technology and internet. Let's quickly talk about the negative side, right? So we said internet is the world's largest ungoverned space because it's public, is open, anyone can access to it. Therefore, future tourism or tourism could be a good place for tourism in the future. Like for example, recruiting and organizing will be much easier because before to recruit or to organize people, like to do attack, you might have to go to a very secret place and then you only limited number of people who knows. But in this case, with the internet, you can plan and organize people around the world, and then you can do it securely. You can encrypt your meeting, right? You can encrypt the data that you talk in the during in the meeting also, right? Or in this case, origin of attack is very difficult to trace, and then because of internet, is limitless number of possible target, right? So if you are interested about the effect or the impact of the internet, you can go read this book, The New Digital Age, by Eric Schmidt and then Jared Hohen. Eric Schmidt, he's an ex-CEO of Google, so I think he know what he's doing. So if you're interested, you can go read about this one. So talk about how the digital age, especially internet, shaping the future of people, business, I mean, and then the whole country. And then, yeah, with the internet, cybersecurity is a big, not only tourism, cybersecurity right now is the #1 threat to the national securities. And here I show the picture of two people that the US government really want them. The first one, they already caught him. His name is Julian Assange. He's he's a founder of WikiLeaks, which is similar to Wikipedia, but this one he allow people to post the confidential data of government around the world on his website. Okay, he was on the run for a while, and right now U.S. government caught him. And then this guy, his name is Edward Snowden. He's an ex NSA, National Security Agency, and then CIA, ex-CIA also. He's a whistleblower. Right? He's a person who speak out and say that U.S. government spying on everyone in the U.S., including people who go to U.S. also. So U.S. government really wants him. He's still on the run. He's still in embassy in some country I forgot. And then he's also the one who said that U.S. government and Israel government, they are the ones behind the explosion of the nuclear power plant in Iran. They co-wrote they commissioned a team to write malicious software called Subnext to attack the nuclear power plant in Iran in order to make Iran stop the nuclear experiment. So that's why he's on the topmost list, top most wanted list of the U.S. Okay. Yeah. Final thought. Because in this slide we talk about innovation, right? It takes a country to innovate, not only a person, not only a company. It takes a whole country to innovate. And then a good example of the countries that really can innovate is in Israel. If you are interested in reading about these innovations in Israel, you can go read this book, okay, Startup Nation, the story of Israel economic miracle. Okay, Israel is a very small country, like only 7.1 million in population, only 60 years, surrounded by enemies because they are in the Middle East area, right, in constant state of war since its founding, and then with no natural resources. But these countries produce more startups company than large, peaceful, stable countries like Japan, China, India, others. So, yeah, they are exporter of many things, but they are specialized in the cybersecurity innovation. So I think this concludes the slide here. So next week we continue with the next slide. Okay, and that's it. So this is the new list, right? So we have 2 more presenter next week, right? Beside these 4, we have 2 more. Okay, one will be Adam, and then the other will be Puma P. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Thank you.
Professor,
Thank
so
you. Bye.
why is that Israel produces more startup companies than elsewhere?
Thank you, Ha.
Why don't you go back and read the book and then you tell me? It's good. So because my job, right, to point you out to somewhere that is good for you. So if you're interested more, you go read.
Yeah,
This book,
I get the point, but do you know why?
You go read. So you tell me later, okay? Thank you.
All right, all right.
อาจารย์ครับ
ที่มีคนเรียกผมไหมครับ
Yes ครับอาจารย์ I thought you gone just have a question ครับอาจารย์ I am doing case competitions and just want some recommendation they ask us about how do you see 10 years from now the technology is gonna change in somehow ยังไงบ้างครับแบบว่า10 ปีต่อจากนี้ปี 2030แบบว่าอาจารย์คิดว่าเทคโนโลยีมันจะเปลี่ยนไปแบบด้านไหนยังไงบ้างครับแบบสะดวกสบายขึ้นหรือว่าแบบเป็นแบบเทรนด์แบบไหนบ้างฮะ
สะดวกสบายขึ้นเหรอเฮ้ออีก10 ปีเหรอ
ประมาณ 2030 ครับอาจารย์
ผมว่าเป็น variable คือผมว่ามันจะเป็นอยู่ในช่วงของ data is everywhere คือทุกอย่างเป็น data related หมดทุกอย่างเป็นเซนเซอร์หมดเซนเซอร์มากขึ้นแล้วกันเพราะ Internet of Things มันจะเยอะมากแล้วเราจะมีระบบอินเทอร์เน็ตที่มันรวดเร็วมากคุณสามารถได้ข้อมูลจากทุกที่ทุกเวลาถ้าคุณถามผมนะผมคิดแบบนั้น
ได้ครับ
แล้วก็อุปกรณ์หลายๆอย่างมันจะเชื่อมต่อกันสมูทขึ้นมากขึ้นเพราะเน็ตเวิร์กเราดีขึ้นครับเรามี 5G เดี๋ยวในอนาคตเราคงมี 6G เพราะประมาณทุกๆ10 ปีเราจะมีเจเนอเรชันใหม่การเชื่อมต่อของข้อมูลการแลกเปลี่ยนของข้อมูลมันจะง่ายขึ้นมากครับมันจะมีตัวหนึ่งคุณลองไปอ่านนะครับตอนนี้เราจะอยู่ในช่วงของเว็บ 2.0 ใช่ไหมเมื่อกี้ที่ผมบอกมันคืออยู่ในช่วงของที่เราเป็นคน generate data ถูกไหมแล้วมันจะมีคนตรงกลางคือแพลตฟอร์มที่เป็นคน control data อยู่ยกตัวอย่างเช่นแต่พอดีอันนี้ผมไม่ได้พูดในรายละเอียดยกตัวอย่างเช่นแพลตฟอร์มของ YouTube แพลตฟอร์มของ Google ของแพลตฟอร์มของ Facebook ที่มันยังไงเดียมันเก็บ data เราแต่มันไม่ได้แชร์คนอื่นนะเท่าไหร่ยกเว้นคุณยอมจ่ายหรือคุณเป็นพาร์ทเนอร์กับเขาแต่ผมว่าในอนาคตไม่รู้แต่ว่ามันต้องขึ้นกับอะไรมันขึ้นกับการยอมรับของพวกบริษัทใหญ่ๆที่เขาจะยอมปล่อยข้อมูลหรือเปล่าแต่ถ้าเมื่อไหร่ก็ตามถ้ามีการยอมปล่อยข้อมูลหรือเรามีเว็บตัวใหม่ที่มีคนพยายามจะนำเสนอนะครับชื่อว่าเว็บ 3.0 คอนเซ็ปต์ว่าเว็บ 3.0 คือเราสามารถแชร์ข้อมูลได้มันเป็นคือเว็บ decentralized ตอนนี้เราอยู่ในยุคของเว็บ centralized ถูกไหมข้อมูลเราเนี่ยเวลาเราใช้บน Facebook บนอะไรเงี้ย คนที่เก็บข้อมูลเราคือ Facebook เวลาเราเล่น Google Map เราเสิร์ชไปที่เนี่ยไปที่หนึ่งเนี่ยคนที่เก็บข้อมูลเราคือ Google ถูกไหมข้อมูลมันโดนเก็บเฉพาะแต่ละคนมันเป็น centralized ในอนาคตมันจะเป็น decentralized มากขึ้นครับผมมองว่าอย่างนั้นเราสามารถ control ข้อมูลเราได้อะไรครับดีครับ
decentralize นี่หมายความว่ายังไงเหรอครับอาจารย์ขยายความหน่อยได้ไหมครับ
ก็คือหมายถึงว่าเราสามารถเขาบอกว่าคือผมก็ยังไม่อ่านละเอียดแต่ผมเข้าใจว่าเราสามารถเป็นคนที่ control คือตอนนี้ data มันจะ transparent มากขึ้นครับคือถ้ามันจะให้ work คือมันต้อง transparent มากขึ้นเราต้องมีการแลกเปลี่ยนข้อมูลที่ดีมากกว่านี้เพราะตอนนี้ข้อมูลเนี่ยมันถูกเก็บเฉพาะบางที่กับเฉพาะแพลตฟอร์ม owner เหมือนแบงก์ตอนเนี้ยมันก็เป็น centralized ถูกไหมเขาก็เป็นคนเก็บข้อมูลของเราเขาไม่ได้แชร์ข้อมูลกันเท่าไหร่เพราะการที่คุณมีข้อมูลเนี่ยทำให้คุณมี power เหมือนกับเนี่ยเลยเหมือนคอนเซปต์เหมือนกับไอเนี่ยเลยคริปโตอ่ะคือมันเป็น decentralized ไงถูกไหมแทนที่แต่ก่อนเนี่ยแบงก์เป็นคน control ข้อมูลแต่ตอนนี้เนี่ยข้อมูลเราสามารถ verify ได้ทุกคนน่ะมันจะเป็นอย่างนั้นแล้วเราจะแชร์ข้อมูลได้ง่ายขึ้นจะดีขึ้นแล้วมันจะทำให้อะไรมันคือผมไม่รู้ว่ามันจะได้ใน10 ปีหรือเปล่าแต่คอนเซปต์เนี้ยคนบอกว่ามันจะดีเหมือนกับคอนเซปต์ของเรื่องคริปโตเงี้ยบอกว่ามันน่าจะดีนะเพราะเราไม่ได้ไปขึ้นกับ centralized organization อย่างเดียวแล้วอะตอนนี้ทุกคนสามารถ verify กันได้เราสามารถเช็คได้เรา cross and check ได้เพราะมัน transparent ไงอะไรอย่างเงี้ยแต่ผมไม่รู้ว่ามันจะเกิดหรือเปล่าอันนี้มีคน propose มาจริงๆคน propose คือคนที่คิดอินเทอร์เน็ตเลยครับคือทิมเบอร์เซอร์ลีเลยอ่ะคือคนนี้เป็นคนคิดเลยแล้วเขาคิดว่าเว็บ 3.0 เนี่ยมันถ้ามันทำได้มันจะดีกับทุกคนอ่ะไม่ใช่เฉพาะกับเจ้าใหญ่อย่างเดียวอ่ะ
อย่างนี้แสดงว่าอาจารย์ครับ OTT ที่ถูกแบนอยู่OTT ที่ในบางประเทศเนี่ยยังไม่ถูกแบนมากนักเนี่ยเป็นเพราะว่ารัฐบาลอาจจะอย่างที่อาจารย์บอก more data more power รัฐบาลอาจจะเกณฑ์ผลประโยชน์ตรงนี้จากประชาชนอย่างเราใช่ไหมครับ
OTT ส่วนใหญ่มันไม่ได้โอนโดยรัฐบาลนี่ถูกปะมันโอนโดยบริษัทนี่มันไม่ได้รัฐบาลปะ
แต่เขามีสิทธิ์ห้ามไม่ให้เราใช้บางแอปถูกไหมครับ
มีสิทธิ์ห้ามแต่ว่าอย่างที่บอกก็ที่เมื่อกี้คุณบอกเลยถ้าคุณห้ามเขาอ่ะคุณบอกคุณปิดใช่ไหมคุณปิดปุ๊บคนในประเทศก็บ่นอ่ะคุณก็ซวยอ่ะถ้าเป็นประเทศเดโมคราซีคุณทำไม่ได้นะคุณอยู่เฉยๆแบบเอางี้คุณไปถามเพื่อนในห้องเราก็ได้เป็นพวกยุโรปเนี่ยคุณบอกให้คุณปิด Facebook คุณปิด Twitter ปิดอะไรเงี้ยคนมึงด่าทำได้เพราะประเทศจีนทำได้ประเทศเวนิสทำได้
แต่ถ้าเขาไม่ใช่คนสร้างเขาไม่มีสิทธิ์เข้าไปไม่มี access เข้าไปใช่ไหมครับถ้าเขาไม่ใช่ owner
ไม่มี access เข้าไปอะไรครับเข้าไปอะไรเขาว่าเข้า
ไปถึงข้อมูลของเราครับ
อุ้ยรัฐบาลจริงๆไม่มีสิทธินะคุณต้องคุณจะเข้าไปได้คุณต้องทำเรื่องต้องทำเรื่องอะไรเงี้ยไม่ได้ถ้าเป็นประเทศทั่วไปเนี่ยเรื่อง privacy เป็นเรื่องใหญ่มากแต่จีนมันทำได้ไงจีนมันออกกฎซึ่ง Google มันไม่ยอม Facebook มันไม่ยอมคุณจีนก็บอกว่ามึงไม่ยอมมึงก็ไม่ต้องอยู่ ก็ห้ามทำก็เลยไม่มี Facebook ไม่มี Google ที่ประเทศจีนมันเลยเกิดอะไรอะเว่ยโบเลยเกิด TikTok เลยเกิดอะไรพวกนี้ขึ้นมาไงจีนผมว่ามันเป็นนโยบายที่เจ๋งอะคือมันเจ๋งอะผมว่านะผมไม่รู้ว่ามันคือแน่นอนในแง่ของ democracy มันอาจจะไม่ดีเท่าไหร่แต่ว่าในแง่ของ business เนี่ยมันทำให้ธุรกิจจีนมันเกิดได้ไงใครจะคิดอะเอาถูกไหมล่ะก็ Search Engine ที่ Google มันไม่ได้เกิดแต่มันเกิดที่ประเทศอื่นซึ่งประเทศอื่นเนี่ยเงินส่วนใหญ่มันไหลกลับไป Google ที่ประเทศแม่ที่อเมริกาไงถูกป่ะเราก็ได้นิดหน่อยแต่เงินส่วนใหญ่มันกลับ Google ที่อเมริกาจีนมันไม่เอาอย่างนั้นไงจีนมันก็เลย control หมดอะไรอย่างเงี้ยคิดง่ายๆนะทำไม WeChat ได้เกิดอ่ะทั้งที่มี WhatsApp มีอะไรทั่วไปอย่างเงี้ยแล้วทำไมเมืองไทยมันเกิดไม่ได้ไงก็เพราะ network effect นี่แหละเพราะถ้ามันมีอยู่แล้วเนี่ยเราก็อยากจะไปจอยอันใหม่แต่ประเทศจีนมันให้เกิดไม่ได้มันให้เข้ามาไม่ได้ มันเลยต้องเอา regulation มา control พวกนี้เพื่อมันต้องการเกิดเอง ผมว่าประเทศจีนมันเก่งผมว่าเขาเก่งอ่ะคือผมไม่รู้ว่าคือแน่นอนในเรื่องของในเรื่องของประชาธิปไตยมันก็อีกเรื่องนึงแต่ว่าในเรื่องของ business ผมว่าคือเท่าที่เห็นนะมันมีประเทศที่ทำได้คือประเทศเนี้ยคือแน่นอนเกาหลีเหนือมันก็ทำได้แต่มันไม่ได้เก่งขนาดนั้นคือหมายว่ามันไม่ได้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยแต่ว่าจีนมันทำได้อ่ะมันมีจำนวนคนอ่ะครับ
ขอบคุณครับอาจารย์
ครับยินดีครับไม่รู้ผมตอบคุณหรือเปล่านะ
ตอบครับ
ครับผม
Thank you Jay good question ฮะ
อะไรนะครับ
thank you เหมือนกัน
ขอบคุณครับ
ครับผมครับสวัสดีครับ
ขอบคุณครับสวัสดีครับอาจารย์
ครับ
see you bro eyes